Hey guys, J Football back with another video today. As you can see, I've got a lot of equipment on the table today. We're just going to be going over some things that you could be taking to a match day with you. Just to make this clear, not all of this stuff is needed. This is more luxury stuff. If you're higher up on the level of football, you're playing at a higher level, obviously, then I would suggest a few more things for you. But if you're at a grassroots level, not all of this is needed. I have one or two players that do use a lot of these things in their games, or when they come to a match, to come play a football match, they're using a lot of these things. So I'm just going to talk through it. What works for you, works for you. Yeah, so we're going to hop right into it, guys. So starting off, we've got some kit bags over here, so we're just going to move this to the side over here quickly. We'll start off with the kit bags. As you can see, I've just got two normal backpacks, an Adidas and a United one. The only difference between the two is this one opens up at the bottom. As you can see, it fits. You can put your football boots, you can put a football ball in it there at the bottom. So if you're the type of guy that likes a backpack to take to a match, whichever one you prefer, obviously, it is quite rare to find one like this that does fit a football ball in the bottom. Moving on to the other type of bag we've got is a normal kit bag. Shout out to Jaden Mosh, got me this for my birthday last year. It's just a normal kit bag that you can obviously fit your football boots in, and you can carry it, put it on your back, whatever you would like. If you're not really that type of guy or player that would want to take bags like this big, I do have a few. I would suggest a few drawstring bags. I've got my Liverpool one, my United one. If you're just a guy that likes to slip a football pair of boots in there with sliders or slops, something easy to put in here. It's not so big, it's not so bulky, something simple. Alright guys, so moving on. So those are the bags that I would suggest as a footballer. So we'll move these back to here. Moving on to the next thing, guys. Obviously a water bottle is very, very important to be taking. If your team provides it for you, obviously then it's a bonus and you don't really have to take. But even if they do, maybe you can take one just in case. So after a game, before a game, you've got some water, maybe you want to put an energy drink in there. That's something you can also just chuck in. Any water bottle. This one I think I paid $30 for at Macro. It's more for jamming, but in case you use it for soccer, you can use it for soccer, whatever. Obviously, a football ball would be ideal. Maybe if you don't want to lose one, I wouldn't take one because you never know, might take some legs and walk off. So a football ball could be very handy at a football match just before the game, juggling around, just kicking around. Another thing I would suggest alongside the football ball, looks kind of odd, is a tennis ball. Reason for this is just before the game you could just be juggling this, getting your eye in. It's quite an art to be juggling a tennis ball, very, very challenging. So a tennis ball for just before the game, getting your eye in, juggling it around, also comes in handy at times. So this over here is a foam roller. I bought this one from Mr. Price. I think it's about $200. It's not too shabby. I highly recommend this thing for an after the game. Once you've stretched, you can just take 15 minutes. A lot of guys do this. If you don't have an ice bath, this is the next best step. If you don't have a foam roller and you don't want to go spend lots of money on one, it's all good. You could be using a golf ball. I don't have a golf ball with me at the moment, couldn't find mine, but a golf ball can also do the job, just rolling it on your hamstrings and the back there, or thighs, whichever one you feel is a bit uptight. Even calves, you can just take it. So for example, just rolling it on you up and down, just getting those muscles cool down, or whatever you'd like to say it. So that's more or less what we have over here. So soccer ball, foam roller, tennis ball, bottle, and some kit bags over here. Obviously, some people might like to listen to music, so I've got my earphones over here. If you're not an earphone person, you can use headphones. They're not that fancy. As you can see, if you've got earpods, whatever works for you, works for you. These are just some options I've had. So put these aside. So yeah, that's just headphones before game, listening to some music, just getting into the zone, getting into the mood for the game. We'll come across this side just now. So as you can see over here, I've got a few shoes. They usually say a footballer should have 2 pairs of boots, if not more, if he wants to. It's not a have to. If you do have 2 pairs, it's always good. As you can see, so we'll move these out the way quickly for a minute. These are my X's. I think it's the 18 point whatever. I'm not too high up in the names. I got these last year, Easter time actually, in fact, in Manchester, when I was there. I don't have my second pair of boots, so I got my old pair of boots, my Predators. I have my second pair, usually my pink Predators, but those are not with me at the moment. So you can take 2 pairs of soccer boots to a match, you put one on, maybe they're not feeling too good, you can switch over to your second pair. It's really up to you. I'm not saying it's a have to or it's a must. It's just if you would like to have 2 pairs of boots, it's always good. If you have 3, then you have 3, whatever. But I wouldn't recommend more than 2 at the minute. Obviously, boots are expensive, but 1 is perfect. It is what it is. Moving on to some trainers, obviously getting to a match, or trainers and sliders, slops, Tackies if you're South African. But for those American people out there and those English people, sliders could be used before game, walking, just getting there, before your game. After the game, you don't want to wear your boots. If you're not really a slops person, then tackies. Some trainers, these are comfy ones. Adidas, the Los Angeles one collection. These are quite comfy. I've had these for quite some time. So that could even be worn before match, after match, before match, after match. It's all up to you guys, honestly. It's not a have to have them. If you just want to pitch up in your boots, you do that. It is what it is. It's one of those things. Moving on to the more in-depth stuff, obviously for teamwear, what you want to wear and what you want to see yourself in. So obviously over here I've got my normal this is more coaching stuff. So my club shirt that I don't play this one. We usually play in a yellow shirt, but I couldn't find my yellow one. So that's just a shirt that I would wear. My shorts, we use the blue shorts for matches. So that's blue shirt, blue shorts. And it's also nice just to have a nice jersey. If it's a cold day, you can put on a nice jersey just after it, even before the game. If it's cold, pulling up to the match with a jersey is quite a good thing just to keep warm. If your club is not strict, obviously then it doesn't have to be a club kit, but I would prefer it to be. Obviously, it's nice when you come in, then you're looking like part of the team. It's always good to have stuff like that. Obviously, some more extra stuff. We've got some tights for the compression pants or whatever. It's always a good thing to have. Obviously, these are Mr. Price for us South African people. That's just the easy go-to thing. These are more for the tight top, whatever. It's a bit loose. It's an old one. I don't really wear these things that much anymore. I don't play them much anymore also. But it's just nice to have these. Maybe it's a cold day to wear it. Whatever, you don't want to get sunburnt on the arms. It's understandable. So those are more my compression stuff. Moving on more down to the shin pads and the socks, it does get a bit tricky. Like I said, this is a bit advanced for some people. So what I would usually do on a normal match day is wear these socks. They're in fashion for more style. So you can see these are just normal Adidas ones. You do get more fancier ones where they've got the grip on the actual foot. So that's just that. So basically how this works. So it might be like, oh, but why are you wearing socks like that? So if your club allows you to do this, one or two of our players actually do this. So you wear these socks normally. What you would do is then once you put this on, you would slide your shin pad into the socks. You put it on about half the shin pad into the sock, depending on how high you want it. Once that is in, let's flip it around so it's on properly. There we go. Once that is done, over here, obviously with these shin pads, I get a sleeve. Most shin pads like this without a strap at the back do usually come with a sleeve. Otherwise, you can just buy them from Mr. Price Sportsman's Warehouse. So like that, something like that it would look like. So that the sleeve just keeps it even, the shin pad on tight. And then, as you can see, I'm just going to put this down quickly. As you can see, these are the club socks I usually wear. I cut from the ankle more or less down, so it looks like just a normal sleeve also, but it's the actual club sock. So there we go. You can see there's the bottom, it's open. Like I said, if your club allows you to do this, it's all good. And then you can see obviously the whole thing. Then you just slide it on, and then this would cover your sleeve, your shin pad, and the bottom sock. And then obviously you'll put your boots on, and it'll be a little slight gap. One thing I don't have with me that could also help this whole process. Usually some players will wear tape. They'll tape their sock down just at the bottom so it doesn't flap up or doesn't come off. What I usually use is, I also don't have it with me, is a little black strap. I'll leave a picture up over there in the top corner. Is a black strap that wraps around the half of this sock, and obviously with it being in like that, boom, it just holds it. It's more of a grip. So if you don't want to use tape, I would recommend the straps. You can buy this from any sports shops. Also, one last thing also, not really something to be carrying around, is scissors. So you'll see at the end of here, my socks are fraying a bit like that. You can cut those off. If you're using tape, obviously to strap the sock down, then it's nice to have a pair of scissors with you just to tape it. Like I said, it's not something you really want to be carrying around, obviously stabbing people or whatever. It's not the best thing. So guys, that's more or less what I would be taking to a match with me. I know it's a lot of things. I know I've said a lot. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Like I said to you guys, this doesn't all have to come with you on a match day. Whatever you feel in the moment. It might just be simple, just a little drawstring bag with boots and your shin pads. That might be it. You might not want to take water bottles, earphones, compression stuff, or you might be wearing that stuff, or a soccer ball or a foam roller, tennis ball. Doesn't always have to be the big stuff. So whatever you feel comfortable with, guys, it's up to you. I just thought I'd run you through what I would take to a match day. Obviously, not all of this would come with me, in terms of all these headphones and all these bags, obviously. but that's just a bit of an insight of what your higher class footballers might do. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, please share, subscribe, comment down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, and until next time.